Okay, so for the ending, for those of you that came over here, you guys want to know what I think about the Assassin's Creed 3 ending. Now, remember, this does contain spoilers. Obviously, I am going to go into detail. I feel like the ending was very, very anticlimactic and very, like, it just made me question, where I was like, what the hell? Why'd they do it that way? Now, I'm talking about the Animus ending first. The one, with Connor and all that. First of all, I don't understand why they made you play as Haytham and all that and make him like this, create him as a character, as more than just one of the characters that were just sitting there. They wanted to make him more personal, right? Like, because they had you play as him, and it was like he was the head honcho of the. I mean, obviously, if you're watching this, you don't care about spoilers, so I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about that whole twist about with Haytham. Haytham was the head honcho of the Templars in this point, but it wasn't like Haytham was the main bad guy. It was more Charles Lee. I really liked when Haytham and Connor got together, like when you're doing missions with them. He just, I don't know, it just seemed like it was going somewhere, and it was like, oh, what if they join forces, or what do they do? I really wanted to see something like that. Like, I really wanted to see them join forces. Like, that would have been so cool. And it would have been like a total twist where it's like, oh my god, the Assassins and Templars at one period actually joined together, and I don't know, it went to hell at the end or whatever. I don't know. With Haytham, oh my god, this is what I didn't like. Like, the whole scene when before you fight Haytham, before he comes out that you're gonna kill him, Connor's like, oh, I'm in no condition to fight guards. He's in no condition to fight guards. So you're barely being able to walk, you can barely see, and then all of a sudden Haytham jumps out of nowhere. And you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to fight Haytham like this. I'm in no condition to fight guards. How am I gonna fight this guy that is pretty much trained as good as I am? Like an assassin on assassin. I mean, Haytham was good. Haytham's got the skills that Connor's got, pretty much. I mean, you played as him. He was good. And he's taken down like really easily by Connor when he wasn't in any condition to fight. He didn't even want to go against the guards, but yet he still like is able to kind of get the upper hand with Haytham. He stabs Haytham in the arm. Haytham like is finally on top of Connor, and he has the opportunity to kill him. It's like, dude, you have a hidden blade. You know it's right there. He knows it's right there. Like, why are you gonna choke him, dude? Why are you gonna freaking choke him? What assassin does that? Like, dude. Didn't make sense why Haytham decided to choke Connor, leave his arms without holding them down. Like, he totally asked for that. He totally asked for what was coming. I mean, he obviously knew that Connor had a hidden blade. He obviously knew. So it's like, dude, who would leave his arms just laying there without restraining him? No, he lets go of him and starts choking him. So what's Connor do? I mean, if I was Connor, I'd freaking laugh at him and be like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? You're kidding me, right? You're choking me. Well, look what I'm gonna freaking do to you. So I thought that was just a lame death, like such a lame death for Haytham, because I liked Haytham, but that was so lame. Like, I was looking forward to that point, because I was like, eventually he's going to have to like go up against his father, and it's got to be the struggle of like, no, I don't want to kill him. Like, should I kill him? I have to kill him, but I don't want to kill him. He's my father. Because that's the whole struggle he had with Achilles. Achilles kept on telling him, are you going to have the guts to kill him? And you have to kill him. And he was like, no, I could change him or whatever. So the whole game he was saying that. So I was already expecting this like really epic moment when they would like fight. Because I was like, obviously they're going to fight. So I was like, oh man, it's going to be pretty good. Like Hatham's gonna be like trying to change him or trying to make him understand the Templar ways, and Connor's gonna try to convince him and like, no, we've got to work together or something like that, and like not wanting to kill him and then eventually having to kill him. But no, it was like this thing where it's like, well, I'm gonna freaking kill you, and like, no, you're gonna die, no, you're gonna die, and then like, no, I'm gonna choke you, and oh yeah, well, I'm gonna cut you. It was it was just so anticlimactic for me. It was so anticlimactic, and I was just like, and then the whole Charles Lee thing, it was like, dude, the chase was super annoying. The final chase, I was so mad at that point. I kept on like, instead of running around the guys, I kept on like, Connor would keep on like jumping over all these boxes, and then I'd lose him, and I'd be like, oh my god, Connor, that's not what I said to do. Like, totally not. Like, dude, I pressed forward and you went off to the left. Finally, you catch up to them, and then it's like, it was just so, it felt like they were adding to it. Like, they were trying to make it dramatic when it wasn't. Like, it was just like, dude, this is just added stuff. It felt like busy work, where it's like, dude, you're just throwing this at me, trying to like make me feel like adrenaline rush or like all like, oh my god. But it was too much. I felt like it was way too much. Like, they should have just done a normal fight or whatever and just have like some good dialogue there or something like that. I mean, they tried to make more drama with Charles Lee and Connor than they did with Hatham and Connor. So it was like, why are you putting all that effort into this stupid stuff? You're just chasing him. You get to, you cut him, and then it's like, oh god, I'm cut and I'm shot. No, he's shot, and it's like, oh my god, we're gonna go our separate ways. And then you wake up, you pass out, and then you wake up, and you're like, oh, I gotta go find him. And then you go, and you're like barely moving, you're barely freaking walking, and you're just like, oh my god. You finally make it, and then it's like, oh, he's in the. I gotta cross I gotta take a ferry or whatever. And then you go and you get to the inn and you walk in, and he's sitting there drinking, and then you go and you sit down, and you're just like, dude, just freaking kill him already. Oh my god, dude. All that for what? He freaking dies. So he dies, and then you're just like, okay, give me the key. You get the key, and then you go, and then he's like hurt, and then the freaking credits start, and then after the credits it goes again and it continues, and you're just like, what? You're like, dude, this is supposed to be over. And it's like epilogue, and at points he's all bloody at points, and then at other points he's not. In cinematics, I don't know if you guys noticed that after in the epilogue, sometimes he, like, when the British were leaving in the boats, and then they shoot this like warning shot or something like that, everybody's like, ooh, or whatever. Connor was all bloody, when before the scene before, it was like, oh, okay, 6 months had passed. 6 freaking months passed, and he's like, okay, he's still recovering, right? He's kind of like limping or whatever, but then it shows that scene, and he's all bloody still, and it's like, dude, did you not change, or what the hell happened? Did it start bleeding again, or what happened? It was so much confusion at a point where I was like, when is this even happening? Like, what? Why is he barely able to move? And at other points he can move and run around and everything. And he's got his clothes fine now. And then all of a sudden, the next cinematic, he's bloody. It was like all over the place. And when it comes to Desmond, I don't even know what I think about that. I was just like, okay, that was weird. This is never, I thought I was going to have a choice. I thought I was going to be able to choose to either side with Minerva or to side with Juno. But I didn't. It was just like, no, go to hell, Minerva. I'm going to do what Juno wants. I probably would have done what Minerva wanted. I probably would have sided with her. I was already kind of preparing myself, because I was like, oh my god, I'm going to have to decide. Now, this has never really been a point in Assassin's Creed where you decide. But it felt like they were preparing you for that. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess they're letting us decide, because this is the end of this is pretty much the end of Desmond, and you probably get to choose. You didn't, which whatever. I didn't care if you didn't get to choose, but it was just kind of weird. It was like, all right, whatever. I never really liked the Desmond parts anyways. I wasn't a big, huge fan of Desmond. I always loved the Animus parts. That's those are pretty much the main reason why I played Assassin's Creed, was to know what happened to the ancestors, not so much Desmond. Although the main story of Assassin's Creed is Desmond, what happens to Desmond and what's going on with the world and why they're even doing all this. But I don't know. I was like, all right, whatever. So it looks like Desmond's gone, and he looks like he died. So I don't know what they have in store for the next Assassin's Creed, because like I said, I did hear that they're planning a new one. Whether that's true, I don't know, but it did kind of end on a kind of like on a cliffhanger. So it ended, so it was like, this is, I almost broke it. It ended like it was going to continue, with Juno. I don't know what the hell she's gonna do. But when it comes to the Animus ending and Connor and all that, I thought it was so melodramatic and just pushed to the brink, where it was like, dude, oh man, you gotta take it back a little bit. You guys are being drama queens. Man, freaking Connor had so many opportunities to kill Charles Lee, and then Charles Lee had so many opportunities to kill Connor, and he's like, I'm gonna burn your villages. When Haytham dies, he's like all pissed, and you're like, oh my god. Like, I actually thought he was. I actually thought that you were going to like see your village burn, and like I thought it was gonna go into that, but it didn't. It was like, okay, well, Charles Lee's like says all this stuff. He's like all talk and no do, pretty much. He's like,
yeah, I'm gonna do this and that and this and that. I'm gonna kill all you. I'm gonna kill all your friends, and I'm gonna burn your little village, and I'm gonna burn all your friends over there in your little valley or whatever you got. Man, you ain't got nothing on me, foe. You go down.
You go after Charles Lee, and he didn't do anything except now he's running. He's running from you. And he's like,
oh my god, I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, y'all. I didn't mean it. It was all just me being stupid. Like, no, for reals, y'all. It's all good. Like, we're brothers, man. We brothers.
Like, dude, you gave this big spiel that you were gonna freaking make him suffer and then kill him. And you don't kill him then. And then you run? I heard that a lot of people didn't like the ending. I don't know why. I haven't read anything about it. So that's just my opinion on why I didn't like it, or why I thought it was kind of, it was very melodramatic and just like, or more like, it was melodramatic and anticlimactic. That's what I thought. Like I said, I don't know why a lot of people hated the ending. I haven't read anything on it, but that's what I thought about it. Let me know what you guys think, or do a video response, whatever you want. I'm not saying the game was bad. It wasn't bad. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was just a lot of things that happened at the end that I was kind of questioning, and I was like, why'd they do that? And like, I was kind of expecting some kind of like this really good clash between Connor and Haytham, or Connor and Charles Lee, that he's been searching for him since he was a kid and all that. And then he thought he was the one that burned his village and killed his mother. And it turns out, no, it wasn't him. It was George Washington. And you're like buddies with him still. And it's like, dude, why do you still want to kill Charles Lee? But yet you're like really friendly with George Washington. I'm going to end it here. Thanks so much for watching. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.